And so I think that the systems and the people that work within them often are motivated and incentivized to keep things the same and to manage things like risks and kind of fears. Innovation requires kind of a bold attitude of taking chances and making things happen. And often systems struggle with that. They want things to be safe and secure and predictable. I think that one of the things that most governments are reluctant to do is to establish clear public policy in terms of what their objectives are with the application of the resources. Because as soon as you do that, you open yourselves up to criticism. Yet, as many of the people will know, the only reason that the institutions were closed was there was a clear government commitment, clear policy that they were going to close the institutions. So I at times ask myself, if we had the clarity of that public policy in 2015, what would we be wanting to achieve, and could we make that extremely clear and then stand by it in how we apply resources, that which we fund and don't fund, things we close, things we open, those kinds of things. But I think it requires a very strong commitment on the behalf of government, whichever party it is. At the end of the day, we need to listen and kind of imagine with people, understanding that sometimes, as they say, they've been taught to accept very low standards for their future. And that sometimes, as we say, we need to help them hope and dream again, where we go, I understand that life's been hard and it's beaten you up at times, but imagine what's possible. What would that look like? I think that the sector has to accept that doing what it has been doing for 30 years is not sustainable. And you can, doesn't matter which government's in place, you cannot keep doing what we've been doing the way we've been doing it and think that somehow we're going to get to where we want to go. So it's understanding that sometimes innovation comes out of a painful place, a painful recognition that doing more of the same won't work. That means some things are going to have to stop, some things are going to have to end. And we struggle with that, right? We struggle with ending things. But some things have to stop in order for new things to occur. So we have to identify what those are, and over time accept that part of innovation is change and part of change is loss. Well, the part that always disappoints me is the extent to which we still have a great deal of control over people's lives. That choice is one of, would you like to do this activity on Tuesday, or would you like to do it on Thursday? Rather than, does this person want to do this at all? What do they want to be doing? And you know, for most young people, most people of working age, that's working. So I think part of it is setting new expectations, which is we don't just think it's a good idea or might be a good idea for people to work. We know that chronic unemployment destroys people. Why would we do that to anybody? So it doesn't matter how young they are, we are going to be setting the expectation that we know you can work, will work, and we're going to support you to do that. Our role is to just assist to the extent to which we need to help them navigate through their day, through their lives, not to take over that. So to let them be present in community and to change the community by virtue of doing that. Sometimes I think we're so worried about we're so worried about awkward moments that we take over for the people. We don't let them interact with their community. And then we're surprised they don't have a connection to their community. I think we need to increase our tolerance for awkward, let the person be in the community, let them have those exchanges with the community, and see what happens. When we look back 10 years from now, what will we want to have seen changed? And then in each decision we make, whether it's a money decision, a resource decision, a commitment, everything we do, does that align with that vision? Individualized funding is a perfect example of that. At first it's more difficult, but we need to go about making that easier for people. If we really believed in individualized funding, that would be the easiest way to get what you need. Because what we know is if it's the easiest way for the people to get what they need, that's the way they're going to go. So I would think that we would say, what are we trying to accomplish? What system alignment will it require? And then over 10 years, how are we going to do it?